Most people think they're unique, but after this, you'll see the truth. They're not living, they're looping. And you'll become the stillness that maps the madness. Before we begin, let me tell you what you're stepping into. This video is a 4-part breakdown of human behavior. If you watch it completely, you'll leave with the ability to decode people's patterns and predict their behavior with scary accuracy. That's how real intelligence operates. Let me give you a truth most people will never hear. Not because it's too complex, but because it's too uncomfortable. People are not as unique as they pretend to be. Strip away the image, the voice, the words, and what you find underneath is a program, a behavioral loop, a predictable sequence of reactions shaped by fear, ego, and past wounds. Most don't live, they repeat. They run from discomfort the same way. They seek validation the same way. They lash out the same way. And every time they think they're choosing, they're just following the path of least resistance. The familiar loop their nervous system trusts more than freedom. You think you're talking to a person? You're not. You're talking to a pattern. And if you can learn to read that pattern, you gain a power 99% of people will never understand. Because once you decode someone's loop, you can predict them. Not just what they'll say, but what they'll crave, what they'll hide, what they'll break under. This is where real power begins, not in domination, not in persuasion, but in detection. Start paying attention. Watch how quickly someone needs to speak in silence. Watch how uncomfortable they get when they're not the censor. Watch how they brag, perform, apologize, or explain just to avoid being misunderstood, unseen, or disliked. That's not personality. That's emotional survival code. It's been with them for years, maybe decades. They don't even know it's running, but you will. And when you do, they become readable, mappable, predictable. You'll stop being caught off guard because nothing they do will surprise you anymore. Let me show you how to spot it. There's always a trigger, a word, a look, a rejection, a delay, a shift in energy, and the loop ignites. They get loud, they shut down, they talk faster, they change the subject, they attack, retreat, or perform every single time. That's the first crack in their armor. The loop always ends the same way. They look for attention, they demand control, they retreat into silence, they seek comfort. They push someone away before they get hurt. If they do it once, observe. If they do it twice, pay attention. If they do it 3 times, you've got a confirmed pattern. Now you can anticipate the end before the conversation even begins. Want to see the raw loop beneath the mask? Apply friction. Say no. Hold eye contact. Delay your reply. Break their rhythm. They'll panic because their safety system, the loop, is being disrupted. That's when you see the real behavior. That's when the truth leaks out. This is the part no one teaches. You don't gain power by being louder, you gain it by being calmer. While you read people like weep in books, most will never reach this level. They're too addicted to reacting, too afraid of silence, too trapped in their own loops to ever observe someone else's. But not you. You're not here to blend in. You're here to understand, to dominate, not with force, but with awareness. Because when you start reacting and start decoding, you rise above the emotional battlefield. They get flustered, you get clearer. They stumble into the same mistakes, you saw them coming. They think they're hiding, you already mapped their mask. That's the advantage of seeing humans as loops. So next time you meet someone new, don't get impressed by their charm. Don't be fooled by their confidence or distracted by their appearance. Watch the sequence. Where do they speed up? Where do they need to be right? What are they avoiding?